for so long, so stuck in my own way. So I'ma enjoy this moment. It's the day that the Lord has made. Nothing to say, like the top down. Oh, let's put some more away, live right now. So let's not waste another day. Got to find out to see them. Oh, let's take nothing to say, like the top down.
Aloha everyone, and welcome back to my channel where I talk about my epilepsy journey while I do my makeup at the same time. Now, I've been getting this question a lot lately, and I've been getting this question a lot over the years. Can I drive, or when am I going to start driving? The answer to that, I'm here to set the record straight. The answer to that is possibly in the near future. I don't know, but right now is not the time. So let's dive into that a little deeper while I do my makeup. Driving, right, in general is such a conflict within itself for me, because there is all the different layers, right, that comes with driving. It's such a multitask type of thing where you have to keep your eyes on the road. You have to watch what's going on the side of you, and you have to make sure your foot is on the gas or on the pedals, and then you have to make sure your hands are at 10 and 2 or whatever the saying is. For me, it would just take a lot of time. I'm not saying I will never get there. I'm just saying, it will just take a lot of time and a lot of effort for me to get to that point. And I think in general, I think that, I just think overall it would just take a lot of effort on my part where I would need a lot of physical therapy before I test the waters on that. When I say physical therapy, because the reason why I'm saying physical therapy is because due to my stroke, I have one side that is weaker than my left. My right is weaker than my left. So if I have my foot on the gas pedal, my foot we need to put some extra force or extra support when I'm driving, right? And it's not just about it's not just about making sure my foot is on the gas and all of that. It's making sure what's going around me as well, and making sure that I'm not hitting anybody, or making sure no one is hitting me as well. The reason why I'm bringing up all of that is because it's also my eyesight, right? When I had a stroke, it also affected my eyesight. Now, for the most part, my eyesight is pretty good, but on my right, it's not as great as my left. When I was little, I would run into walls. I kind of laugh about it now, but it's still a thing for me where if someone were to come up from behind me and I don't see them, and this was an issue growing up too, when I was little, this was certainly an issue for me where I would fall because I didn't see anybody coming up from behind me. And now, if say I were to drive, that would be an extra layer of something I need to work on, is just making sure my eyesight is in check, because my peripheral vision on my right is not as great as it is on my left. So if a car were to come on my right and I didn't see them, guess what would happen? I would get into an accident, and we don't want that. You know, of course, I would like the luxury of having to drive, of course, you know, but it's just that extra layer of how can I get there? How can I succeed in this? Because like right now, I don't have the services that I need in order for me to be successful in that. When people ask me like, oh, like, Kiana, can you drive, or when are you going to start driving? I always blame it on my eyesight, which is like partially true because it is partly my eyesight, you know, but it's just there are just so many layers to what's going on and why I cannot drive. And do I like to ask people for rides? No, I do not, but that's what I have to do in order to get to places, you know? And sometimes my friends will not always be available for to come pick me up and to take me places. So I'm always stuck at home, or, you know, and there are times where I don't even want to go out, you know? So, you know, that's why I also consider myself to be an introvert at heart, and I'm coming into this place where I don't have to be around people I know I'm not gonna fit in with, or I feel like I'm gonna be this outsider where like everybody is in a different season in their life and I'm not in that same season. So, you know, I know it's okay for me to like chill out from certain crowds, and I know my place in that. I only have like 3 or 4 good friends as of like right now in this time of my life, and that is okay. But I know where I stand with people when it comes to like crowds in general, because like I feel that looking back at it now, and I know for a fact that like I never did well in like big crowds. So, and that's just because of my aphasia. And if you guys don't know what aphasia means, again, it means it's just the aftermath from having a stroke. And sometimes I get things confused and I get words jumbled up, and it's a speech slur. And speech slurs can be really confusing and really frustrating. And you know, that's why sometimes I'm a little intimidated and a little afraid to talk to people, because I feel like they're not always going to understand what I'm trying to say. And that's why I just stick to the friends that I have, and I'm okay with that. But with regarding driving, you know, it's just going to take even more so a lot of effort on my part. You know, I'm okay with being right where I'm at, right where I'm at in life. You know, am I doing a lot more than what I did say like last year? Of course. You know, no, we all grow at our own pace. We don't need to be at the same season or in this same place where our friends are or certain people are in their own life, because guess what? We all have things that we need to work on, right? So I feel that once we realize what we need to do in order to get to where we want to be in life, you know, nothing really matters after that. With regarding driving, I feel like it's just a lot of factors that I'm gonna need to work on. It's gonna take a lot of physical therapy because I I have a weaker side due to my stroke. And again, like, of course, would I have like the luxury of having to drive? Of course. But, you know, as of right now, like, I don't have the services that I need in order to get there. And meaning the reason why I'm saying services, I mean, like, I'm very limited of what I have here, where I live, and there are so many places in other areas of the world where I can get like help, you know, and helping me get there, and helping me with physical therapy and occupational therapy and even speech therapy. Like, I know a lot of people are surprised when I start talking because it's like, oh, like, you had a stroke and you're talking like this. Yeah, it's because I had speech therapy growing up, and that is mainly due to my mom, and she fought really hard for me to get those services in school. But it's now, how can we get those services for me now that I'm an adult? Like, meaning like physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy, you know, things like that. You know, I feel like that's what I need to work on, you know, to get my weaker side in check, and also check up on my eyesight before anything will happen with driving, you know? And I feel like you know, there are days where, like, of course I want to be out in the world and do my own thing, and as simple as like picking up a friend, but I can't pick up a friend because I can't drive, right? It bothers me at times, you know? Like, I'm just stuck at home doing my own thing. But again, it's like you work at your own pace, so you don't need to like be where everybody's at, you know? But it is a thing. It does bother me at times. I'm just being real and honest. It does bother me at times, and I feel like, you know, do I wish I could drive? Yes. Oh, yes, of course. Like I would love the luxury of having to drive, but it's not really for me right now. Like, it's not playing out for me right now, you know? I feel like, you know, a lot of people don't really understand, you know, when they ask me, I know that they're curious. And this is the reason why I'm making this video, is because I feel like a lot of people don't understand how many layers it takes for me to get to that point. And I'm not saying like I will never get to that point, but, you know, I'm saying that like right now, it's really hard for me to drive. I mean, look at the difference, you guys. Look at this. This is my strong arm, and this is the stroke arm. This is my weak arm. And the two questions I get from, you know, like the two questions that I get the most is, can you drive? Or when are you going to start driving? And then the other question I get is from little kids is, oh, what happened to your arm? You know, little kids don't understand the way adults do for the most part. You know, they only understand like, oh, like her arm is hurt. But, and I have to explain it in a way that they can't understand, you know? But I feel like there are times where this out. Here we go. That's better. I feel like there are times where like that question does bother me at times because I know my arm is the way it is because of my stroke, and although like I had surgery, it's still pretty much weaker than my left. And now that I'm older, like I'm coming to realize that I actually need to start taking care of that arm because like where I live, it's really cold. You know, it does a lot to my body, like with my muscles and my bones and all of that. So it's not just like me, it's also like the weather on top of that. Like I said in my past videos, like I'm not a big exercise goer, but like if I'm in the mood, like I do like to do yoga and take my dog on a walk. That's as far as I get to doing that, to exercising. But you know, going back to the whole driving thing, you know, people say like, oh, like you don't have seizures anymore and this and the other. Yeah, I'm not having seizures technically. It's because I'm doing a lot better, but they automatically assume it's, you know, because I don't have seizures anymore, oh, I can drive. It doesn't have to do anything with me having seizures. It doesn't have to do anything with me having seizures. And I'm repeating that because it really doesn't, you know? It just involves so many layers than what people realize. And I feel like a lot of people don't understand why I don't drive. So I understand people looking from the outside in, but the things that I'm doing this year, I feel like I've kind of come over that fear of like, I'm never gonna do this. It scares me, but maybe possibly one day, you know, like I'm a part of this local organization that helps youth and all of those things. Like, I'm also doing classes. I'm also, you know, starting my own channel, trying to help people understand what epilepsy is and all those things. And I'm also working with other projects. But honestly, overall, that is why, like, as the saying goes, right? As the saying goes, going back to driving, as the saying goes, passenger princess. That's why I consider myself to be a passenger princess, because it just involves a lot to do, and for me to get to that point of driving, it involves a lot of work. And I'm not saying like I will never get to that point, like that is one of my goals in life, but you know, of course it takes a lot of effort and a lot of, you know, things that we need to think about. It's just the main reasons why I cannot drive. And like I said, like, does it bother me? Of course it bothers me, because I wish I was out and about more and I wish I was doing more things, but as of right now, I cannot. Alrighty guys, that is it for today's video. And that is just my main reasons why I cannot drive at the moment. You know, I'm never saying that, you know, I can't drive or like, you know, I will never drive, right? I'm just saying like right now is not the right time for me to drive. It will just take a lot of time and a lot of effort for me to get there. And I think that, you know, with the right tools, I can possibly get there. But right now, I can't. Either that, know that you are beautiful, for you're fearfully and wonderfully made. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!